Hi students. In yesterday's class we have discussed about installation, then interactive mode, batch mode. All these we have discussed. So students, can you see the screen? Audio is clear or not? Please confirm. Students, can you see the screen? And audio is clear or not? Please confirm, students.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And this for this batch, I didn't send any like videos and notes. I didn't send. So those who have joined for the batch, you can type your mail ID in chat option, so that within 2 3 hours I can send you the previous classes videos and notes. I can send to your mail IDs. Those who have joined for the batch, please type your mail IDs in chat option. Others also. So, like for this batch, what all videos are there? Here you can see the videos which are recorded. Here you can see 7 batch. Here five videos are there. So, including installation, you can see here. So, all these I'm going to send to your mail IDs. So, what all we have discussed in previous sessions: introduction to Python, features, differences between Java and Python, Python flavors and advanced features, and Python installation, working with IDLE. All these are there. So all these I'm going to send to your mail IDs, including today's session also. And here, so when we are working with Python, today we are going to discuss about Python keywords and data types we are going to discuss. we are going to discuss about Python data types and Python keywords and data types we are going to discuss. So when you install Python, here we'll get two icons here, like ideally and interactive mode is there. So yesterday I've told how to get these two icons on the desktop. So here the use of this interactive mode is every line is executed immediately, and then we'll get the result here. So to check the features of Python, and to check how the modules will work, how the functions will work. So this interactive mode is used, and here you can see IDLE is there, integrated development learning environment. So this is used to work in batch mode. So batch mode means a set of statements, we'll call it as a batch, and here ideally is used to write programs and to execute the programs. Then this is used here. And now here I'll use interactive mode. So this is interactive mode. Here you'll get a prompt like this with three greater symbols, and here I can here we can execute the statements here. Here I'll write import keyword, and keyword dot kw list is given. So here in keywords list, import is also keyword. Import is also keyword, and you can see keyword is there. Here it is a module in Python. So it is the Python file or module we can say, and here you can say kw keyword dot kw list is given. So here module name dot property name. So kw list is the property. So property means it is just like a variable for storing the values and to display the values. Then this kw list we can this property we can use here. Okay, and here dot is there. It is called as a member access operator. So to access the members in the module, like a module can have variables, functions, properties, classes. All these can be there. So here when I press enter, it is giving like this. So these are the keywords here. Here you can see false, none, true, and as, assert, async, await, break, class, continue, def, del, elif, else, except, finally, for, from, global, if, import, in, is, lambda, non-local, not, or, pass, raise, return, try, while, with, yield. All these are the keywords. So while writing programs in core and advanced Python, then we are going to use all this. So those who are attending today, like if today is your first class, like here this batch is for 2.5 months. So we are going to discuss core and advanced Python also. So 2.5 month course will be there, because after core and advanced Python we'll discuss about advanced modules or libraries like pandas, numpy, scientific Python, matplotlib, cbon. Many are there. So we'll see examples using all those, unit testing, other important things are there to discuss. So here you can see this. All these are there here. So when you work with Python, it is a case sensitive language. Python is a case sensitive. Okay, like C, C++, Java. This is a case sensitive language. So those who know only C language, like they may think like a case sensitive means we have to write program in small letters. So case sensitive means not writing program in lowercase. So we can write statements in lowercase or uppercase. So case sensitive means Python will check the case, like what in which case we wrote the statements. So in Python, in Java, and in .NET, we'll use lowercase and uppercase also. Capital letters also will use. Okay. So in Python also we are going to use capital letters, and wherever capital letters are required, wherever lowercase letters are required, we have to give. So we have to give the lowercase and uppercase letters. We need to give. Okay. So here you can see false F capital, none N capital, and true then T capital is given here. T capital is given. So, but other keywords are in lowercase. But when we are using false or none, none means we can say nothing or empty. Whenever you want to assign, whenever you want to create a variable without any value, then we can say variable equal to none. None means nothing or empty. And here true T capital is given. So only these for these we need to use first letter capital we need to use here. And here when we are working with data types here, so when we are working with data types, so data type is used to specify what data that you want to store in the variables, like what data that you want to store. And here we are using variables also. I'm saying data types, I'm saying variables. So variables are used to store values in the memory. So whenever you want to store values in the memory, then we can use variables. Variables can be used. And here coming to this data types here you can see two types of data types are there. Fundamental data types and collection data types are there. Fundamental data types means we can say basic data types, okay, like int, float, bool, str, complex, all these are there. All these we can all these can be used here. And here when we are working with fundamental or basic data types, we can use functions also, like type function, id function, print, all these are there. And here you can see collection data types are also there. So like collection data types will be discussed after few classes. So today we are discussing basic data types. And Monday we are going to discuss about number system, string handling. After that we'll discuss about input function, conversion functions. And after that we'll discuss about if condition examples, then match case examples, for loop examples, while loop examples, then infinite loop, break, continue, pass keyword, del function, all this. So after completing all these, then we are going to discuss about the collection data types. Collection data types or data structures we are going to discuss, like a list, tuple, set, dictionary, all these are there. So we are going to see all these one by one we are going to see here. So before discussing about the fundamental data types, so here I want to explain like what is collection, then why we should use a collection to store values. So all these we are going to discuss now. So here when we are working with like collections, like in C, C++, Java, .NET, even in Python also, like arrays are there here. Arrays. So arrays are used to store set of values in one variable. So if you want to store multiple values in one variable, then in any language, in C, C++, Java, .NET, and even in Python, okay, we have to use arrays should be used. So when we say about arrays, arrays are called as static. Then according to the given size or subscript, the values are stored. Like for example, if I give like this int a of 10, in C language, when we declare variables, we'll give like this. So int a of 10 means in variable a, we can store 10 values. Okay. So this is a subscript or size that is given. So here when you work with arrays, here arrays size is fixed here. Array size is fixed. And here we are going to store similar values, like we'll say homogeneous values, like all integers, all characters, or all float values are stored. Okay. And here when we are working with these arrays here, when we are working with arrays here, arrays will have index values, and index value starts with 0. Okay. So based on index values, we can store multiple values in array variable, and we can access them using index numbers. Okay, so when we are working with arrays here, when we are working with arrays arrays like data manipulations is very difficult. So if you want to manipulate the values here, so data manipulations is very difficult in very difficult with data manipulations is very difficult with arrays. Okay, so to overcome this drawback, we can use the collections can be used. Okay, so here when we say about like arrays here, when we say about collections here. Okay, so in Python, in Java, in .NET, collections are there, and generics are also there. Okay, so when we say about collection is a class. Collection, will call it as a class used to store a set of values. So when we say about collections are called dynamic. So dynamic means they'll not have any fixed size, will not be there. So it won't have any fixed size. So based on the here based on the requirement, you can store any number of values in collection. And collections are used to store mixed data, composite data, like we'll say heterogeneous values, like different types of values we can store with collections. That possibility is there here. Okay, so here when we are working with collections here, so with in collections also, based on index numbers, we can store multiple values and we can access them like arrays. Here also we can use index numbers. By using index numbers, we can store and we can access multiple values. And the collections are having a set of functions. So by using functions, modifications can be done easily. Like every collection has a set of functions. By using those functions, modifications can be done easily, that we can do it. Okay, and here when we are working with these collections here. Okay, so when we should use arrays and when we should use collections is like if you want to store values in a variable and if you want to access them, storing and accessing, then arrays are best. They work very fast. And if you want to store values in a variable, and after that if you want to do modifications, then collections are best for doing changes in the variable with the values. Collections are best here. Okay, so here what I said in the beginning for collections is collection means it is a class. And yesterday what I said is a class contains variables and functions. Okay, so class contains variables and functions, and by using a class, we can create object. So object can be created. Okay, and object can be called as a class variable given to the class, or instance of the class. Instance means copy of the class. So object contains the memory address or memory location of the class. And we can say class and object are both are same. And we can say that object is itself a class. Like that also we can say. Okay. So here when we say about collections, what all collections are there in Python? All the collections are classes. Okay, but every class is not a every class is not a collection, because here we can see hundreds of classes are there here. So we can see hundreds of classes here, but all the classes are not collections here. Okay, so students, here I'm saying that collection is a class. So class contains, please type your answer in chat option. Class contains, Type your answer in chat option. So class contains variables and functions. Variables and functions. So if there is a class, if a class is there, if class is created, let us say class is created or class is there, then what we can create using a class, students? Using a class, what we can create? No one is giving answer. Please give answer. No, class contains variables and functions. That is clear. If there is a class, if class is there, what we can create using the class? No. Class contain, if there is a class, we can create object. Object can be created using a class, but object is having different names. Different names are there that we can see. Okay, so here this is about collection. So to understand about arrays and collections, so I have told all these definitions. So we'll continue with next here. So when we are working with data types here, so here you can see here. So today we are focusing on fundamental or basic data types. So here you can see here int, float, then bool, str, complex, all these are there. So int is used to store integer values, and float is used to store decimal values here. So whenever you want to store decimal values, float data type is used, and bool is used to store logical values. So whenever you want to store logical values like true or false, then by using bool it is possible here. And here when we say about like string here, string is used. So here str is used to store set of characters here, set of characters, and set of characters will call it as a string. And here you can see complex is there here. So complex is used to store composite or mixed data we can store. So here when we say complex, here we'll say real part, imaginary, then square root of -1. All these are there. Today we are going to see with examples. We are going to see all those. And here when we say about Python like a function here, while working with fundamental data types, we are going to discuss about these functions also. Like a type function is there. So the use of type function is it is used to assign, it is used to know the data type assigned to the variable. If you want to know what data type is assigned to the variable, we can use a type function. Okay, and here you can see id function is there here. So id function is used to get the memory address or memory location of the variable or memory location of the value here. Okay, so to know the memory address or to know the memory location, then id function is used. So when you are working with C language, in C language pointers concept is there, pointers chapter. In pointers chapter, two symbols are used, ampersand symbol and asterisk symbol is there here. Okay, so ampersand symbol is used to get the ampersand symbol is used to get the address of the value where it is, and asterisk is used to get the value from that address. Okay, so in C language, in C++, in VC++, so we can see more scope for pointers. Using pointers we can do the projects, and without using pointers projects won't be there. Okay, but coming to this Python, Java and .NET, so we are not going to work with the pointers directly. So we are not going to use asterisk and ampersand symbols are not used. Okay, so in Java we'll not see pointers. In .NET we'll see pointers, but we have to use it as unsafe code. Unsafe code. Okay, in Python also we are not going to use pointers. So here only to get the address, id function is there. Using id function we can see the address, like only one two manipulations we can do it. Okay, so here working with memory locations or working with memory address is not safe, because if the programmer is able to access the address, can get the value from the address and can get the values from the other addresses also. Working with memory addresses or memory locations is not safe. It is unsafe for the data in the memory. That's why we are not going to use pointers in Python, in Java, in .NET. Without pointers we are going to develop applications or projects. Okay, so here when we are working with this id function here, so id function is used to get the memory address or memory location of the variable. So when we say about memory address is always a whole number. Whole number means when we say whole number, it starts with 0 and it can be any big number, long number we can get. So whole number means it is positive number only, starts with 0 and it can be any big number. So here I am not saying like memory address starts with 0. Memory address will not start with 0. I am comparing with whole number. Okay, so memory address means it can be any number, but it is always a positive number. It can increment or it can decrement, but negative numbers will not be there. Like minus values will not get. It is always positive number. And here you can see print function is there. So print function is used to show the result in console. Like here, if you see the screen here, this will call it as a console or window. So here we can, if you want to get the result, in ideally if you want to get the result, then we can use a print function. So if I use ideally, so this is the window will get. So this also we can call it as console. If you want to print any value in console, we can use this print function, we can use here. So now we'll see the examples using the data types. So initially we'll start with int, then other data types we'll see one by one, we are going to see here. So here I'll write like this: import os dot system os dot system cls. Here we can clear the screen. Okay, so here import is the keyword we are using. In keywords list you can see here. In keywords list it is there, import. And OS is the module or Python file. And here system is the function we are using. os.system cls is given. Okay, so here system is the function that we are using here. And dot is called as member access operator. And cls is argument that is given here. Argument will give in brackets. So here this is to clear the screen. And now here I'll use a equal to 100, and here I'll say print a. Directly we can use a print values like this. Then print a is given, and here I'll use so type of a is given. So it is giving like this class int. It is giving here class int. Okay, so in as I said before, what all data types are there in Python? All the data types are created using class. Using class, Python data types are created. Like as I said many times, class, object, all these I have told. Okay, So here you can see int it is giving, and if I say ID of A, so if you want to see the address of A, where it is stored in the memory, then you can see 28, 70, 64, 80. This is the ID, memory address or memory location. Like this, we can check here. So as I said in previous classes, other languages are in Python. Other languages are called as strongly typed languages, because we have to give the data, we have to give the data types. So in C, C++, Java, and in .NET, while writing the program, we have to declare variables for the data types, and then we have to store the values. So in other languages, we need to know what data type to use, then how many bytes it is going to preserve, then what values we are going to store. Like all these all these we can see. Okay, but when we are working with when we are working with this uh, when we are working with Python here, so Python is called, see, other languages are called strongly typed languages. Okay, so students, what Python is called in previous classes, I've told no. Please give answer. See, Python is called as it is called as a loosely typed language. See, all the languages are high-level languages only, like C, C++, Java, .NET, Python are high-level languages because they are in English. So we can read, write, and understand. Low-level language means what? Machine code, or executable code, or binary code, like that. So Python is called what, students? Loosely typed language. Means we are not going to use the data types while writing the program. While writing the program or while writing the statements, we are not going to use statement. We are not going to use data types. Programmer will not use data types. So we are programmers. So we are not going to use data types. Data types are used by the program or Python. So Python will assign data types to the variables. Okay. Python will assign data types to the variables, and the Python data types are called what? Dynamic data types, because the data types are assigned to the variables at a runtime. When the program is executed or when the statement is executed, data types are assigned to the variables. Okay, and now here, if I give like this, s equal to Hyderabad is given. So here s is the variable, then Hyderabad is the string we are using. We can give single quotes or double quotes also we can use. If I directly say yes, it will give it single quotes. And if I say print s, so it is giving like this. Hyderabad it is giving here without any quotes here. So I can say type of s. Okay, it is giving class str, and if I say id of s, so id of s means it will show the address of s here. So this is the address of s. So it is always positive number only. Here you can see 34, 62, 78, 96. Like this it is giving here. And here if you want to store float value, so here I'll say b equal to 12.3 is given. So here I'll say type of b is given here. So it is showing as a float here. Class a float it is giving. And here you can store here you can store in exponential format also. So if you want to store in exponential format, then large value can be represented in exponential format. When you store big number or big value, we can store in exponential format. And advantage is big value is stored in less memory. If you want to store it in less memory, then we can give. Okay, like for example, if I give like this, if I say b equal to, so one dot so here if I give the value like this, so 1.2 e3 is given here. So 1.2 e3 is given. Okay, so here if I give like this, so here 1.2, then e3 is given here. So if I say b, then it will show 1200 here. So 1200 it is giving, and data type is a float only. So if I give like this 1.2 e3, then the in b it is storing 1200. So how it is storing here is, here you can see. So if it is 1.2 e3 like this, okay, so 1.2 into 10 to the power of 3 means, here you can see here, like e means in the place of e you can see 10. It is taking as 10 to the power of 3. E means it is taking as 10 here. 10 to the power of 3 is given here. Okay, so this is like this is going to be multiplied with for 3 times here. 3 times. So here you can see first time it is 1.2 into 10. Okay, so 1.2 into 10 means it is giving 12 here. So it is giving 12. 12, 1.2 into 10 first time. Second time 12 into 10, 120. 120 into 10, 1200. Like this it will give. So when I type like this 1.2 e3, it is taking like this 1.2 into 10 to the power of 3. Like this it will take. Okay, and it is giving the result like this 1.2 into 10. So 10 to the power of 3 means here it is taking 10 for 3 times here. Like this we'll get. And here if I give like this, here I can use capital letter also I can use. So here I can say b equal to 1.2 e3 capital letter. Capital letter also we can use. So type of b is given. Or else if you take any other value here, like for example if you take any other value, like for example if it is like this, if it is like this 1.234, then e40 is given. Okay, 1.234 e40. Okay, then it will takes like this 1.234 into 10 to the power of 40. So here it will take 10 for 40 times. 10 for 40 times it will take, and it will do multiplication like that. We can give. And here you can see complex data type is there here. So complex data type means you can say if it is like this, a plus bj is given. Okay, a plus bj. So a will call it as a real part, b will call it as imaginary, and j will call it as a square root of -1. So we'll call this as square root of -1 here. Okay, so here if I give the values like this, so a equal to 2 plus 4j is given. So this is the format of complex data type. So now here print this. So it is giving in brackets a 2 plus 4j. Then if I say like type of a, then it is showing as it is giving as complex data type here, complex data type. If I give like this, a equal to 2 plus 4k, I'm using instead of j, I'm using k, 2 plus 4k. So if I give 2 plus 4k, students, will it work? See here, this is the, so this is the statement I've given, a equal to 2 plus 4k. Okay, instead of j, we are using k, we are using. If I give like this, will it work? Okay, others also please respond. Others are not giving answer. So here if I give like this, so it won't work. If I say a equal to 2 plus 4i, if I instead of j, if I say 2 plus 4i, if I give like this, will it work, students? Lavanya, please mute. So here if I give like this, here here if I give like this, it won't work. Only j will work. Only j. And here if I am giving like this, if I say a equal to 2 into 4j, so here I am giving 2 into 4j, I am giving instead of plus, instead of plus, I am using into, multiplication I am giving. Okay, if I say 2 into 4j, if I give like this, students, will it work? So here if I give like this, it will works here. It is working. See, 8j, 2 into 4 means 8, 8 it is giving, 2 4s are 8. Before plus symbol is working as what? Concatenation operator. It is giving 2 plus 4. It is not giving 2 plus 4 6. It is not giving there. Okay, if I say 2 plus 4, we should get 6, but it is not giving 6. So there plus is working as a concatenation operator. It is not working as arithmetic operator. About concatenation arithmetic operators, we'll see in next examples. Okay, so here if I give like this, it is working, it is taking. We can use a minus symbol also. And here if I give like this, if I say a equal to, then 3 plus 1.5 j I'm using. So 3 is the integer value, 1.5 is the float value. We can use float values also. J is given. For complex values, we have to use a j. J means we'll say square root of minus 1. Okay, I means square root of 0. I. Now here I'll say b equal to 4 plus 2.5 j is given. 4 plus. So like this it is given here. Okay. So here I'll say a plus b is given. So it is giving like this. 7 plus 4j is given. 7 means 3 plus 4, 7. 1.5 plus 2.5 is 4. If I say minus, so it is giving minus 1 here. So minus 1 means 3 minus 4. And 1.5 minus 2.5 means minus 1. And here I'll say a equal to 10 plus 1.5 j is given. Like some value I'm giving here. Like this it will show. And here data type when we say, so it is showing as complex. And if you want to know what is a real value and what is a imaginary value, then we can give like this: a dot real. So real is a property in Python. It is there. It is already there. Okay. So as I said before, properties are just like variables. For storing and for displaying the values, we can use this. And a dot imaginary, imag. So real, imag are predefined properties in Python. They are already existing. So we can use them like to know what is real value, what is imaginary value. These properties can be used. Here you can see it is giving like this. So these are the few examples related to complex data type here. And here Boolean data type is here. So Boolean data type to store true or false, we can use this. Like here I'll say a equal to true I'm giving. So in keywords list we saw, like in true T capital, in false F capital. So it is there. So here if I execute this, it will show error. It is giving error here. Okay. So here I'll say a equal to true. T capital I'm giving. So Python is case sensitive. So it is taking now. So here print a. So type of a means it is giving class bool it is giving. So in Python we can give like this. So I'll say a equal to 5 is given, and capital A equal to 10 is given. So here when we are giving the variables here, we can give the same name to the variables. Variables can have the same name, but there should be difference in case. Now here I am giving two variables. Okay, one is small a, second one is capital A. So here you can see two variables having same name is there here. Variable names are same, but there is difference in case. In Python we can give like this. In Python, two variables can have same name, but there should be difference in case. So here I'll say C equal to small a plus capital A. It is working. So like this we can give. And here while working with true and false, here we can give like this. So here if I say like this, true plus true is given. So in Python, in other languages, and even in other databases also, for true internal value is 1. False means internal value is 0. Okay, so true means 1. Internal value in Python, in other languages, in any database, internal value is 1. False means internal value is 0. If I say true plus true, okay, if I'm giving like this, true plus true, students, what is the answer here? So if I say true plus true, if I say true plus true, what is the answer? So answer is 2 here, because 1 plus 1 2. So here if I say, so true minus false, here I am giving like this, true minus false. Okay, so here when we say true minus false here, so true means 1 and false is 0. Here I am giving true minus false. What is the answer, students, here? 1. And here I'll say false minus true I am giving. False means 0. 0 minus 1. 0 minus 1. 0 minus 1. What is the answer, students? Yes, -1 is the answer here. And here if I say 10 greater than 20, if I say 10 greater than 20, so it will give true or false. So what is the answer here? 10 greater than 20. What is the answer? So here if I say 10 greater than 20, 10 is not greater than 20. False. If I say 10 less than 20, so 10 is less than 20 only. 10 is less than 20. What is the answer, students? So true. So true is the answer here. So this is about the basic data types. And here while working with the classes and objects, or while giving variable names, then we have to follow the notations here. So here you can see two types of notations are there. Pascal notation and camel notation is there. Pascal notation means we'll call it as title case. Okay, when we are giving the class names, okay, then we are going to use title case. Like if the class name is employee details, so employee details is two words, but we are showing as one word, because while giving the class names, variable names, function names, space is not allowed, so we cannot give space. So here we are showing two words as one word, employee details. So here E capital and D capital is there. If a class name is employee, then E capital is given. If a class name is employee salary details, E capital, S capital, D capital. And when we create object for the class, when we create variable for the class, when we give object name or variable name for the class, then we are giving like this. For employees details, if I want to create object, then we'll give like this, employee details. Like in my explanation, I'm saying that class and object are same. If class and object are same, then they should have same name. So we are giving same name in Python, in Java, in .NET. We'll give the same name. Okay. So employee details is given here as class. Object name is also same, employee details. But only one letter difference will show here. Here you can see small e. Here capital E is there. And the second letter is a D, capital D only. Okay. Will not give all in lowercase. Only first letter in the object will be in lowercase. Okay, second letter, third letter will be in the same case only. Only one letter difference will show. If employee is the class name and this is object name, E small. If employee salary details is the class name, then this is the object name, employee salary details, E small. And S capital, D capital is there. So while writing the programs, while creating the, while giving variables, while giving functions, while creating where classes and objects, here we need to follow the coding conventions. Naming conventions are there. So we cannot give names as we like A, B, X, Y. While practicing, while learning, it is okay, but in when you work with live or real time projects, like naming conventions is very very important. You need to know how to give the name for the class, for the object, for the variable, for the function. So those also are very very important here. So we have to strictly follow the coding conventions or naming conventions we need to follow. Okay, so in Python, in Java, in .NET, we'll do in the same way. So when you see the examples, then you will understand how to give the variable names, how to give the function names, how to give the class names, object names. All these we are going to see. Okay, students, I'm stopping now. and next class is on Monday. So Monday we are going to continue with the other concepts. Like Monday we'll continue with the number system, string handling. Then slowly we'll see all the concepts one by one we are going to discuss. Okay. And today I'm going to send you the videos and notes also. I'll send to your mail ID. And those who have not yet registered, please register so that I can send you the like previous class and today's class video notes also I'll send so that you can practice. Okay.